Hey, good morning, Kentucky, and 6 a.m. here on your Monday of your Christmas week, and we're glad you're kicking it off with us. If you are still rising early, I hope that nobody is having to go into school or work or anything like that. Just enjoy time inside, Matt, with the family, having a really great holiday week, I hope.
Absolutely. You know, the only thing that we're really going to have to deal with for today are going to be cloudy skies. It's going to be a bit of a dreary setup starting today and actually into the next upcoming days. A little bit of a different weather pattern for us than what we typically see for this time of the year. Here's a live look of downtown Louisville. Still waiting on sunrise this morning. This view brought to us by Shriners Children's Hospital and also First Savings Bank. Temperatures this morning still chilly, starting things off into the 20s for most of us in Jefferson County. 26 in Linden, 20 near Sellersburg, 23 near PRP. Over in southern Indiana, we've got 24 in Bedford, 25 in Seymour, 28 for folks there near Springfield. Now, satellite and radar continuing to bring in cloudy skies for us. We're going to remain in this cloudy trend as we go throughout the rest of our morning and throughout the afternoon and actually into the next upcoming days. It's going to be a bit of a dreary overcast pattern for our Christmas week. So cloudy skies continuing through 12 p.m. Later into this afternoon, closer into the evening hours, I'm expecting the arrival of some very brief light spotty showers. That will be lasting throughout most of the evening and into the night. And we'll start tomorrow morning off with cloudy skies and a few spotty showers still expected to continue for some of our southernmost counties. So today you can expect mild temperatures into those lower to mid 50s. Cloudy skies still continuing, and as we head into Christmas Day, it's going to be a different setup. We've got temperatures that will be in the 60s, even close to 70 degrees for our high on Christmas Day, and rain chances are going to be around as well. I'm going to have all the details about that forecast coming up here in a few short minutes, but here's an update on traffic this morning. As of right now, we're looking good to go across all of our major interstates and roads into and out of the Louisville Metro. Nothing causing any slowdowns. If we have anything that's going to impact your commute this morning, we'll let you know. Grace?
All right, Matt, thank you. Our top story this morning, one of Kentucky's biggest distilleries plans to temporarily halt production at its main facility in a matter of days. CNN reports Jim Beam will press pause at its primary distillery in Claremont, Kentucky, starting January 1st. The decision comes as the state deals with an increase in aging barrels and ongoing economic uncertainty. The Kentucky Distillers Association says right now there's an all-time high of around 16 million aging bourbon barrels in Kentucky warehouses, and distillers are paying millions for their supply because of Commonwealth tax laws. In a statement, Jim Beam said it'll improve its facility during the pause. The distiller will continue production at its other Claremont distillery and a third distillery in Boston, Kentucky. So far, Jim Beam hasn't announced any layoffs. And we've learned the name of a 20-year-old shot and killed Saturday. The Jefferson County coroner identified him as Milton Ritchie. LMPD is investigating after finding Ritchie shot outside of a vehicle in a ditch on Fort Haven Road Saturday afternoon. Witnesses told police there was a large crowd at the scene, which could provide critical information for the investigation. And LMPD is also looking into two other shootings that sent two people to the hospital. The first happened around 8:30 Saturday night in the Beachmont neighborhood. Officers found a man who'd been shot in the arm behind a duplex near the community center. He's expected to survive. The other shooting happened just after 1 Sunday morning in the Southside neighborhood. Police say someone shot a woman in the arm. She is also expected to recover. If you have any information on any of these shootings, call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD. We are just about 2 weeks out from Kentucky's next legislative session, and one Louisville lawmaker says his eyes are on youth crime. WHAS11's Clarice Shaley explains the bill he plans to file.
We still need to take action in the juvenile space as it relates to crime and punishments, and I plan to bring that forward.
Jared Bauman, a Republican state representative from Louisville, has a plan for the upcoming 2026 legislative session to bring changes to juvenile crime reform in the state. The way he aims to do this is with extending detention center stays, counteracting a 2014 law that reduced juvenile stays in detention centers.
And I think it's incumbent upon us to support our citizens, our constituencies, with better policy in the juvenile justice space to ensure that juveniles that are committing crimes in our communities are held both to account and also rehabilitated in a way that puts them on a different path in life.
The bill would also hold parents accountable by having them pay for their child's stay instead of the bill being on the taxpayer. Demetrius McDowell says he was a product of his environment at 14 years old and has a criminal history. Now he works with kids who have gotten into trouble.
There's nothing resourceful about a longer stay if you're not swapping out something tangible with education or some type of program that's going to better their situation.
He also doesn't see parents paying for their child's stay as a good way to hold the parent and child accountable. Both men are working to find ways to work through teen crime in a metro that's seen an uptick in the last year. In Louisville, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 on your side.
Metro Council members have long called for the reopening of Louisville's Juvenile Detention Center, which closed in 2019 because of financial issues. That's supposed to happen in the spring of 2027. And Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman says he's also concerned about youth crime in Louisville. In an interview with WHAS 11, the former FBI agent and U.S. attorney says his office is focusing on violent crime and firearm cases. Coleman calls himself Kentucky's top cop, pushing for tougher prosecution of the most violent offenders. His downtown Louisville office saw more than 100 indictments last year as part of a violent crime reduction team. He says in some cases, parents of young people who commit crimes are part of the problem.
And so we have a challenge in how we deal with juveniles, but we also have a challenge that we have many parents that aren't parenting, that don't know, as Chief Humphrey has said a number of times very bravely, there are a lot of parents that aren't doing their job.
Looking ahead, Coleman says his office will crack down on online platforms he says fail to protect children. And our sister station in Indianapolis sat down with Indiana Governor Mike Braun to reflect on 2025. After a mid-cycle redistricting bill failed to pass in Indiana, Braun said he's now focused on issues like the cost of health care and electricity. WTHR also asked the governor about the future of data centers, which many communities have protested. Braun says the projects aren't right for every city.
I think data centers will go in places where it'll have an immediate impact on lowering property taxes, places where they wouldn't have the infrastructure to support a large company coming in with a lot of jobs due to the educational and healthcare infrastructure.
Braun also acknowledged the political friction of his first year in office, but said he remains focused on results for 2026. Now to new developments in an animal abuse case we first covered back in 2023. More than a dozen dogs rescued from an abusive home in Hardin County will soon be available for adoption. In the summer of 2023, authorities charged 26-year-old Morgan Barrick with multiple felonies after finding dozens of neglected and dead animals inside her home. Now, county officials say 14 of the dogs will soon have the chance to find the loving home they deserve.
They've all been at the shelter. The puppies have essentially been there, now they're 2.5, and they've only known shelter life. They are very well, I mean, I've seen them myself. They're very well tempered, and they're going to make somebody a loving pet. They really are.
The shelter in Hardin County will microchip, spay, and neuter the dogs. And right now, Metro Animal Services is offering you the chance to give a shelter pup a happy holiday season with their holiday foster pickup event. Today and tomorrow, you can get same-day approval to foster a shelter dog for 1 to 2 weeks. MAS says it helps make room at the shelter. You can pick up a 4-legged friend at the Harshaw Family Foundation Animal Shelter off Newburgh from 12 to 4 today and tomorrow. The shelter will provide all of the foster essentials. All right, Matt, coming over to you. It's kind of warm out there.
That's right. Well, temperatures today are definitely a bit warmer than they have been this morning compared to how things were on last Monday morning. We were in the single digits last Monday morning. This morning, 28 degrees right now across Louisville. We're going to be warmer into this afternoon for sure. We've got temperatures into those mid-50s, more clouds in the skies, those spotty showers arriving consistently throughout the evening time. We're going to have all the details about that forecast and what you can expect for Christmas Day coming up here in a few short minutes.
All right, Matt, thank you. Just ahead.